710 ESPN Seattle presents Bob and Groz's One More Thing.
Powered by the law offices of Heidi Hunt.
When canceled doesn't really mean canceled. All right, you like this show. This is why I wanted to bring this up, because I've only seen it a couple times, but everyone remembers, or maybe you don't, the show Arrested Development.
Brilliant show.
A very popular show. It was always...
But I don't know how popular it was because it got canceled.
Good point, good point.
But the critics loved it.
How about cult show? How about a very popular cult show?
I think the audience now is bigger than the one that was watching it when it was actually on.
And it was on Fox, right? It was on network
Fox?
TV. It wasn't on, it wasn't cable.
Yeah, it wasn't like a Comedy Central or anything like that.
Yes, it was on Fox.
But it was like the critical darling. Like it won awards, and the critics just... And it's a brilliant show.
Jason Bateman, right? I mean, made him a movie star, and he got a lot of good stuff out of that.
He's kind of a star anyway, I guess. But
no, but
various points of his career. But yeah, it was great. I think Ron Howard was the narrator on it, and it was just a great cast.
So you were disappointed when it was canceled?
Yes.
There was also some talk about them maybe doing a movie about it. I think that was going on while it was on.
That was on and off and on, and since then it's given all the fans hope that they were going to get it done, and I don't know where it's at now.
So you didn't hear the news then. So I'm actually telling you something that you don't know.
I have no idea.
About something that you like. Not only did they have this a big sort of presentation with some of the guys on stage in Hollywood yesterday, they decided that they've been working on the movie for 10 years. They haven't quite come up with it yet, but now they're around to having it done. And they've got about 9 or 10 episodes, he said, that they have filmed for it, and they're going to release them.
Really?
The show, Arrested Development, after being away for 5 years, is going to come back. They're going to film new ones.
So these are episodes that were already filmed.
These were episodes. They'd written them, and they said these might be good episodes. No, this is recently. This is.
Oh, so they filmed them. Okay.
Well, they're going
to ones that were in the can.
Written, not filmed. I misspoke. Written, not filmed. And they basically decided. And tell me if you like this idea, if you think it'll work. They're not going to do anything special. They're not going to have them in a special place or anything. They're just going to say, well, it's 5 years later. Let's see what these guys are doing. And just sort of pick up what it might be like 5 years later. Does that sound consistent with the show?
That sounds very consistent. The show is brilliant. It's not a studio audience show. Right. There's no laugh track. There's none of that. And it's just an offbeat character after offbeat character being brought in, brought out. It's a brilliant show.
So will fans of it 5 years later? I mean, you'll now make it a point of seeing it, right?
Oh, without question. Without question.
You think it'll probably hit bigger now that it's...
Yes, because I think the fan base now is bigger than it was, again, when it was actually running. It's developed that whole cult thing. It's kind of like Family Guy. Family Guy was canceled.
Yeah, but they picked it up right away, though, didn't they?
I think it was canceled twice,
okay.
Family Guy. And then the DVD sales went through the roof, so they brought it back, which is obviously easier when you have a creator and it's animation versus getting all these actors to come back.
I'm trying to think of, I've seen shows canceled before and come back, but I don't know if I've ever seen a show canceled, gone for 5 years, and then coming back, and according to the story I saw, with every one of the original cast.
Yeah.
I mean, no one's not, so it's not a new cast or anything like that. I mean, that's why it's not a remake. That's the thing that's important. You probably couldn't. I'm going to base it on what you say here, but you probably couldn't remake it, right? You need those guys playing those characters.
Every one of those characters were perfect as they were. I mean, it's such a great cast, and they've all gone on to do other things, and obviously Bateman is doing movies and all that, but it's the perfect cast. You got to bring and it was Michael Cera, a guy who became a huge star after that.
That's a good point. Yeah, gigantic.
You got Ellen's girlfriend, Portia de Rossi's in it, and who's the comedian? David Cross, I believe, is the comedian that's in it. It's a brilliant show, and that's great news.
Can I tell you something? I feel better about the Seahawks game now.